welcome back to Ask Rory, presented by BMW. Rory, we've got another question from a GolfPass member. A sandy question, we might say. Let's hear it.
All right.
Hi, my name is Sarah Campbell and I'm a current member of Youth on Course. My question for Rory is, when in the bunker, what's the best way to hit a shot when you're facing a downhill lie? Thank you.
Well, that is a good question, because it's one a lot of people find difficult.
It's one of the most difficult shots in the game, I think, yeah.
Do you have an answer?
I do, I think.
I'm sure you have.
All right. Okay. So downhill lies in a bunker. So we find ourselves quite a severe downslope here. But I think the premise is still the same. For any time you have a slopey bunker shot, especially like an uphill one or a downhill one, you want to really try to just tilt your shoulders so that they're in line with the slope. Like if you try to do that, then you're going with the slope, and that'll make it easier to strike the ball the right way, or at least get a decent strike on it. Because if you're trying to hit this downhill lie and your shoulders are level, you're just going to hit behind it, and you're going to fat it into the middle of the bunker, or you're going to scull it over the green. So the one big key for me is just to really try to get yourself aligned with the slope, and then try to keep your posture there, and then just let your club just go with the slope down. It seems like the ball will come out quite low, but if you really try to get on that left side, the ball should have a little bit of loft on it, and it should be able to get out of the bunker.
This is going to be a tricky one. He's got it's on a downhill lie, just slightly barely into the bunker.
Boy, considering the circumstances, Aaron, that was fantastic.
That was classy right there.
Sometimes another thing that I try to do in these lies, if I get my right foot out of the bunker, it means I have more weight on my left side, and then an easier way to play it. So I'll try and demonstrate
What would your
that.
expectation be here, Rory? Are you going to settle with getting it out and somewhere near, or are you trying to get it really, really close, or just?
Honestly, anything inside 12 or 15 feet I'd be pretty happy with from here. It's a very difficult shot. You've got the contours on the green to try to deal with as well. So there's a lot to a shot like this.
Yeah, you would certainly take that one. Rory McIlroy, that's about as good as it gets from that line. Now, you had a lot of sand to carry. Usually when you have a downhill bunker, you have the entirety of the bunker to carry. Yeah. So it takes a pretty big swing, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And I wouldn't be afraid to take a big swing for sure, because the face never hits the ball in a bunker shot. You're always hitting into the sand, and it's the sand that actually carries the ball out of the bunker and onto the green for you. So I would never be afraid to hit down into the sand pretty hard.
Yeah, if you could just set one there again, I'm going to be mean Martin. I'm going to ask you to hit another one. You've just a spectacular shot, but I'm going to ask you to hit another one. But before you do, I wonder if the film crew could really have a look at how open you have the face. So you're leaning down the slope enormously, but just take a look at home, if you would, please, how open Rory's got that face. I mean, I don't know, that might be like 30 to 40 degrees open.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I think as well, like that. Yeah, that to me feels like you're using the bounce of the club land to slide the club underneath the ball through the sand. That's the reason that you would open the face.
So let's watch one more. Then I have a question about practicing bunker play for Sarah. Yeah, and of course, out of the downhill. Oh, have you bettered it? Really?
Not quite. Similar.
Two very good shots indeed. Obviously, Sarah's a young lady playing golf, getting into it in a big way. As you were growing up, Rory, when you practiced bunker shots, whether it was at Hollywood in Northern Ireland, or when you moved over here, or when you played out in in the Middle East when you were a bit younger, did you just go to the middle of the bunker and practice off a flat lie, or did you practice every possible lie you could think of?
Yeah, I'd throw balls in a bunker and see where they ended up, and I just try to play them from wherever they ended up. It's very rare that you're just going to find yourself right in the middle of a bunker. You're always going to have to face a little bit of a slope or carrying over more sand or being on the upslope, you're never going to get very rarely do you get a perfectly flat lie in a bunker. So the more that you can prepare yourself for all those different scenarios is better.
And one last question, if I might. You know, you're at the top of the game, you've been at the top of the game for a long time now. Do you still practice your bunker play? And if so, on average, how much time per week when you're in game mode would you give to sand play?
I would probably, so I would include the bunker play in the short game practice as a whole. And there's little drills that I do in the sand that I maybe spend 5 or 10 minutes at most days, just getting my ball position right. A lot of stuff in the bunker you can take care of with your setup, and then from there it's playing those different shots. So I would say maybe in a short game session that lasts an hour, maybe 20 minutes I'd spend in the bunker.
Yeah, so you just have to put the time in to keep that skill level.
Yeah.
Rory, that is definitely going to help Sarah, there's no question about that. Thanks for watching Ask Rory, presented by BMW.